France has called on Kyiv to authorize the use of Western weaponry for strikes on Russian territory. We are talking about those military bases from which the Russian army is shelling Ukraine, the French president specified. At a joint press conference with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Emmanuel Macron showed a map of military operations in Kyiv region in order to prove to allies the importance of lifting restrictions on the use of Western weapons for strikes by the Ukrainian armed forces on the territory of the Russian Federation.
We believe that we should allow them to neutralize the military facilities from which the missiles are launched. The missiles and, in fact, the military facilities from which Ukraine is being attacked. But we shouldn't let them hit other targets in Russia, obviously civilian targets or other military targets.
In May 2024, the United Kingdom announced that it would allow the Ukrainian armed forces to strike the territory of the aggressor country with British weapons. London's position was supported by the Baltic states, Finland, Sweden and the Czech Republic. Now Warsaw has also joined the list. Kyiv should have no restrictions in this matter, Poland's deputy defense minister said.
The Polish weapons we're giving to Ukraine have no such restrictions. Ukraine has been brutally attacked, and it has the right to defend itself the way they see it. And I think Western countries should also remove such restrictions.
Experts attribute the sharp change in the position of Western countries to the Russian army's offensive in Kharkiv region. According to the BBC, regular shelling of Kharkiv and Ukrainian border regions may influence the decisions of Kyiv's allies.
I think we'll get that permission before the F-16s. That's the lasting impression I have for some reason. Everything that's going on, the articulation of many countries, leaders of organizations, shows that this can be done and should be done. And this is according to the rules of war, because Ukraine is waging a defensive war. It is defending itself against the nuclear state, which is still in the UN Security Council and in other world organizations.
Some Western countries have not yet decided to lift restrictions on the use of Western weapons for strikes on Russian territory. Experts believe that Washington's position may become an impetus for them. The Washington Post writes that United States President Joe Biden is already considering lifting restrictions on the use of American short-range weapons. However, at the official level, the position of the White House remains the same.
We're aware of the interest that President Zelensky has expressed in this regard. I would tell you that there's no change to our policy at this point. We don't encourage or enable the use of U.S.-supplied weapons to strike inside Russia.
The list of countries that allow the use of their weapons to strike Russia will grow. On May the 28th, 2024, the end of the EU Council meeting with the participation of the EU defense ministers, the head of European diplomacy Josep Borrell said that some countries have agreed to lift the bans on strikes on military facilities in Russia. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Nikita Skoblikov, UATV News.